to Annamaya, Kosha, the physical body. Today we're going to be talking about grounding. Grounding is an exchange of energy that happens with the physical body and the earth. So when we're in standing poses in our yoga practice, we are bringing the awareness down into the bottoms of the feet. We're really anchoring down through the bottoms of the feet, bringing that energy deep into the earth. When we're on hands and knees, we're focusing on grounding down through the palms of the hands, the knees, the shins, and the tops of the feet. And then when we're in seated poses, we're focusing on bringing the energy down through the base of the spine and any part of the body touching the mat. It's important to learn about grounding so that when we feel stressed and anxious, we know that we have this capability to come into the present moment, to feel the physical body, and to feel support from the earth. There's a reciprocity that happens. Not only are we able to discharge any energies that no longer serve us, but in return, the earth starts to give us energy. So let's begin standing. Bring your big toes to touch, and we'll stand up nice and tall. Put a little micro bend in the knees. Allow the arms to just rest at the sides. We'll slowly start to rock forward and back. So as you bring weight into the balls of your feet and the toes, the heels lift just a little bit. And then as we rock back, putting the weight into our heels, the toes lift. So continue just rocking forward and back, getting a sense of balance, bringing the awareness down to the feet. Grounding helps bring us into the present moment. See if you can lift your heels up a little bit higher now. And then see if you can spread your toes wide and then plant them back down onto the mat. Good. A couple more of this. And then we'll just evenly disperse the weight into both feet. See if you can press a little bit more now onto the outside edges of the feet. And naturally what happens is the inner arches start to lift up. Let's take mountain pose. So we rest the arms down by the sides, palm facing forwards. Shoulders away from the ears. Just a little tip of the chin in towards the chest, and maybe just close your eyes. Feeling the support of the earth and this transfer of energy. Good. Now open the eyes and step your feet hip distance apart. And now we're just going to transfer the weight from foot to foot. So transfer to the left and then to the right. And just noticing. Good. And as you shift to the left, see if you can just lift that right foot up off the mat, plant it, and lift the left foot. Just noticing balance here, noticing the pressure that you feel as you push your foot into the mat, and then what it takes to lift the other foot, maybe a hiking of the hip. Good. And then we'll pause into center. Keep your feet hip distance apart as we inhale. Bring the arms up slowly above the head. Hook the thumbs and now spread your fingers really wide. Lift up as high as you can, finding a grounding down through the lower body and a lifting up through the upper body. And then just be mindful here to just drop your shoulders down away from your ears. So there is this ease that happens within the shoulders as you find length in the arms. Take a deep, full breath here. On your next inhale, see if you can slowly start to bend to the right.
pushing more into the left foot. Maybe gaze up towards the sky. Deep, full breath. Exhale it out. Good. Back into center, other side. See if you can push now more into the right foot. Look up past your arm, deep, full breath. Back into center. And then as we release the thumbs, we're going to bring into cactus arms. So bending the elbows, really pulling the arms back as far as we can, and then lifting the head up, looking up towards the sky. As we inhale, we lengthen the arms back up, bring the head back into center, and 2 more just like that. Cactus the arms, gaze up. Inhale. And exhale. Good. We lift the arms back up into the sky and swan dive. So what that looks like is palms face down, micro bend in through the knees, and just allow yourself to fold forward. Allow the head to hang. Grab opposite elbows with opposite hands. Chin into chest here, and then see if you can just find a little natural sway, maybe a little twist in through the core. Paying attention to the knees, bending them if you need to. Releasing the lower back. Good. We release the arms and then slowly roll up to standing. And as you do that, pull belly button up and in, ground down through the feet, roll up slowly, arms come out to the sides. Watch the palms come together above your head and hands slowly come down into heart center. We'll go through a few flows just like that, adding in a halfway lift. Inhale, lift your arms up into the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. So fingertips can either reach the earth or hands on your shins, just at your knees. A nice flat back here, and elongate the back of your neck by gazing down at the ground. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, slowly roll back up to standing, arms out to the side. Watch the palms come together above the head, and then hands slowly come down in through the center, stopping at the heart. 2 more just like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, roll up to stand. One more, and I'll just cue the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, slowly start to rise. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Arms back up, hook the thumbs, spread the fingers, side bend to the right. Side bend to the left. Cactus the arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise to stand. Palms together, watch them come together as you slowly pull your hands down into heart center. Nice job. Tree pose. So tree pose is a good example of when we need to really focus on grounding. Grounding our foot down into the earth. We can spread those toes to create a bigger foundation, a bigger base for balance. So as we shift our weight into our right foot, we can either choose to just do a little bit of a kickstand here, resting the heel into the inside of the right ankle, making sure this knee is pointing out towards the side. Micro bend the standing leg a little bit if you need to, and bring your hands into heart center. Pause here. If you're doing pretty well, you're pretty balanced, and you want to move a little bit more challenging pose, just bring your foot up into the inside shin. Still pointing the knee out towards the left. Deep full breath. Staying here, and if you're wanting a little bit more, foot into the inside of the thigh. Nice job. You can always go to a wall if you're having some trouble balancing. Every day is a little bit different. The wall will help support you. Inhale, lift the arms up into the sky. Now really focus on grounding down through that standing foot and then lifting up through the upper body, relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Beautiful. Hands slowly come back down. And then left foot meets the earth. Roll out that standing ankle. So all I'm going to do is just roll over my toes as I rotate the ankle. Let's try the other side. Standing firm now on that left foot. Right foot can either come to inner ankle, inner shin, or inner thigh. Try not to dump into this hip. We're going to try to pull it underneath. Micro bend that standing leg a little bit. Point that knee more out towards the side. And of course, go to the wall if you need a little bit more support. Hands at heart center. Really focusing on grounding down through that left foot. Deep full breaths. Arms up into the sky. Either keep the palms together or branches wide apart. Good. Hands slowly back down. Foot back down to the earth. Rolling out that standing ankle by just rolling over the toes and rotating it out. Let's rinse it out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And now plant your hands onto the floor and just move down onto your knees. And I'll turn to the side here so that you can see. Coming to hands and knees. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Fingers spread out nice and wide. Pointer fingers are turning towards 12 o'clock. Knees underneath the hips, feet flat down onto the mat as we go through a few cat-cows. So notice that you're grounding down through the hands now, through the knees, shins, and tops of the feet. So really press down. Feel that connection with the earth. And then as you inhale, look up and drop the belly. And then as you exhale, chin into chest, now really round the back here. Inhale, back into cow. Exhale, cat pose. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Nice job. Neutral spine. Lift the right arm up off the mat, straight out in front of you. Find your balance here and bring your left leg back. Really start to flex the foot and push the heel to the back of the mat. Deep, full breaths. Good. And then we're going to hug it in. So elbow to knee, curl in. And then lengthen back out. Really reach and extend. Maybe lift that leg up a little bit higher. And then curl back in, elbow to knee. Exhale, extend. Bring your gaze towards the front of the mat. Curl in. And exhale it out. And we'll just hold it here for a breath. And then hand and knee come back down. Lift off of both hands and interlace the fingers behind the back. Open up the front of the chest. Take a moment here to pull belly button up and in. Relax the shoulders down. And maybe pull the arms away from the back body. Release the hands, come back down into tabletop pose as we move through the other side. Extend left arm out, right leg back. Push the heel, flex the foot, engage the core, and curl in. Extend it out. Curl in. Extend. Two more. And extend it out. Great job. Hand and knee come back down onto the mat. This time we're going to go into child's pose. Child's pose is a very grounding pose. What that looks like is bring your knees wide to the outside edges of the yoga mat. Big toes to touch behind you. And then slowly start to sink your hips down towards your heels. If your hips are too tight or you have some knee injury and you need to lift up a little bit, you can always place a block in between the feet for your hips to rest upon. Slowly start to melt down towards the earth. If your forehead doesn't touch, you can always make a fist with your hand and allow your head to rest on the fist. Or if your head reaches, slowly melt down towards the mat. Deep, full breaths. Really feeling this holding, the support from the earth. Letting go of any energies that are causing you fear, anxiety, or uncertainty. We'll slowly just start to lift the head and the elbows, so palms are still on the earth. And we're going to just go into a nice little side stretch here by walking the hands over towards the left. You can place your right hand on top of your left if you'd like, so that you really get that deep stretch through the right side, and then start to lower your head back down. One more full breath. Head lifts, elbows lift, walking the hands back in through center, and then off to the right. And that left hand can just stack on top of the right as you melt down towards the mat. Breathe into the left side body. Head lifts, Hands walk back into center. Lift up off of your heels. Come into your tabletop pose. Keep both hands on the mat as you extend your right leg out behind you. Just holding it here for a few breaths. And then as we bring that right foot across the body behind us, we're going to tuck the toes under and then gaze over your left shoulder down towards those toes to feel a deep stretch in through the right side. Good. Bring your head back into center first and then pick the foot up. Really lift it up high. Knee into nose, curl in, push in through both hands, and then extend it back out. Really engaging the belly here, pushing down into both hands. Inhale, curl in, and exhale, lengthen. One more inhale, and then exhale. Release your foot back down or your knee back down, moving towards the other side. Actually, let's come up off of the hands and just interlace the hands behind the back again, opening the front of the chest. This time, you can start to look up, really opening the front of the heart. Good. And then release. Hands back down onto the mat. Lift the left leg out behind you. Flex the foot. Hold it here. Drop the toes on the opposite side and gaze over your right shoulder, looking down at the floor. Feel a deep stretch in through that left side body. One more full breath. Good. Back through center, lift the leg, hold it here. And then we curl in. Forehead to knee, extend it back out. Curl in and extend. One more. Hold it here, maybe lift the leg up a little bit higher. And then drop your knee back down. Bring your knees wide again, like you're gonna go into child's pose. Big toes to touch. This time we're gonna plant that right hand into the center of the mat, just underneath our right shoulder. Stacking the joints here. As we inhale, we slowly start to open and twist, bringing left arm up into the sky. So we can either gaze out to the side, or if it's okay on our neck, we gaze up towards the top hand. One more full breath. Slowly bring ourselves back down and switch sides. Left hand plants into the center, twist to the right, gaze up towards the right hand or out to the side. One more full breath. Good. Right hand slowly comes back down. One more child's pose, so heel or hips down to the heels, melt the upper body down towards the floor. Good. Setting up for downward facing dog. So lifting up onto the knees, bringing them back underneath the hips, and then hands nice and wide. Pointer fingers turn towards the 12 o'clock position. Tuck the toes under Push into the hands so that the knees lift. Engage the core as you start to push into the hands, straighten the legs. Allow the head to hang. Deep, full breath. Downward dog is a very grounding pose here, so we're focusing on really drawing and exchanging the energy of the earth through both hands and both feet. We can start walking the dog, which means straightening one leg as we allow the other leg to bend. Good. One more full breath here. And then we're going to walk our hands to the back of the yoga mat. Nice and slowly shift the weight so that you can walk the hands back. Stay in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Allow the arms to hang or opposite elbows with opposite hands and sway side to side. Good. Slowly roll up to stand as the arms come back out to the side, just as before. Watch the palms come together above the head. Hands slowly come down into heart center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Hand slowly down. Nice job. Let's set up for warrior two pose. So we're going to bring the right foot forward and the left foot is back. We're going to angle the left foot so that it's parallel to the back of the yoga mat. Toes are pointing forward, and as we do that, we bend in through the front knee. So you always want your knee stacked above your ankle. So just gaze down, make sure it's stacked above the ankle. Sometimes it wants to turn inward, so really make sure you're pushing that knee out towards the right. And then we bring our arms parallel to the earth, palms face down. And then we just hold it here, grounding down through the feet now. See if you can roll the outer edge of the back foot into the mat. Good. Let's reverse the warrior. Drop the back hand to the back leg, turn the palm face up, reach forward. Keeping a bend in the front knee, reverse the warrior. So finding a deep stretch in through the front body here as the fingertips reach up towards the sky. Keep the front knee bent. Deep, full breaths. Good. And then back into warrior two pose. Side angle pose. Reach forward and then just drop your elbow down to the right knee. So right elbow to right knee, and we open up towards the side of the mat. Inhale, lift the left arm up into the sky. So try not to dump into the shoulder. Really try to lift up out of the shoulder here. You're not putting much weight into the elbow. Keeping that front knee bent. Deep, full breaths. Good. And then just push into that front foot, back into your warrior two. Gaze past the fingertips. Nice job. And then from here, we're just going to windmill the hands as we turn that back foot towards the front of the yoga mat, bringing ourselves down, hands down, framing the front foot, and then seeing if you can step the right foot back and coming into plank pose. So if you need to come down onto your knees here in plank, feel free. Or take full plank. Engage the core, push the heels to the back of the mat. Deep full breaths. And then push yourself into downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Walking out the dog. Finding connection. Hands into the mat. Mat into the earth. Walk your hands back towards your feet again, nice and slowly. Forward fold. Rise to stand. Palms together. Hands slowly into heart center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up to stand. So as we move, it really becomes this mindful practice where we just focus on breath and movement. Let's do left foot forward now for warrior 2. So left foot forward, right foot back. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Front toes are pointing forward, bending through that front knee. Nice long stance here. The heels should be in alignment, arms parallel. Gazing past the fingertips, making sure we're pressing that left knee out towards the left. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. As we reverse the warrior, drop the back hand, flip the front palm, reach forward a little bit, and then side bend. Straighten the front leg at any time if you need to come out of the pose, but then go right back in. Back into warrior 2. Reach forward, left elbow down to left knee. Open up towards the side, right arm reaches up. Bend in through that front knee. One more full breath. Good. Push through the front foot, lift yourself back up, warrior 2. And then we'll windmill the hands again, turn the back foot, hands down onto the mat, step back, plank pose. Pull belly button up and in, lift the hips, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. And then slowly lower down onto your knees. And we'll turn and rest in a seated pose with the legs straight out in front of you. Really focusing now on grounding through the base of the spine and any part of the body that is touching the mat. Just really focusing on the sensation that you feel as you're seated. Inhale, lift the arms up into the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Releasing lower back. And then slowly lift back up. And now we're going to lay down onto our backs, keeping the knees bent. Slowly bring yourself down. Bend the knees. Rest your hands down beside you, palms face down. Take a moment here as we just allow the spine to settle. And then push into the feet and lift the hips up off of the mat. Try to keep the knees pulling in towards center and towards each other. You can grab a block here and place the block in between your knees to give you something to squeeze if you'd like. Just really activating the legs and the glutes as you lift your hips up off the mat, and then slowly bring the hips back down. Again, press into the feet, lift the hips. Maybe a little higher this time. And then we lower back down. Good. Inhale, lift the hips, squeeze the block. And lower back down. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Nice job. Place the block off to the side and hug both knees into chest. We'll close class with happy baby. What that looks like is bringing your legs up into the sky. We can reach up, grabbing a hold of either the ankles, the outside edges of the feet, or we can use the peace fingers, the two fingers here, to loop around the big toes. You choose, as we just allow the legs to drop down, knees towards the mat, feeling a deep stretch in through the inner thighs, grounding down through the tailbone here. And then we can rock side to side if that feels good. Really feeling the earth underneath the spine, massaging the back a little. Good. And then release the legs down and slowly go into Shavasana pose. So final rest as you bring your legs down. Allow them to rest. Arms rest by your side, palms face up. And of course, the best way to ground is through the whole body. This is through the whole back body. So just bringing your awareness into the back of the heels, the calves, the back of the hamstrings, the glutes. Noticing kind of a lift happening in the lower back, but then a grounding down through the mid-back. Pressure at the back of the shoulders, the arms, and the hands. Feeling the pressure at the back of your head, grounding that energy from the back of your head deep down into the earth as you find relaxation pose. Allow the belly to drop and the face to relax. Feeling gratitude for this exchange of energy, discharging out the heaviness, the sadness, the anger, and receiving the loving energy of the earth, the positivity, and the energizing, renewed energy that's coming back in through the body. Take one full breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. You can wiggle the fingers and the toes, rock your head from side to side. And curl your knees back into chest, wrapping your arms around the knees, giving yourself a hug. And then rolling onto one side and just resting there for a moment. And then press yourself up. I'll take a closing seated pose. You're welcome to sit on your block. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes and just notice how you feel. It's really important to get a sense of grounding. One way to do it for sure is to keep your shoes off, so bare feet on the earth as much as possible. It really increases the benefits of grounding. I hope this helps. Have a beautiful day.